Hi all. The quality of our sleep is actually defines the quality of our life. So better the sleep, better our health, relationships, and career. Today we have invited with us Ignatius Reffel, who is a renowned writer of a very famous book which is known as the Deep Sleep Formula. Also, he has coached thousands of people to sleep better by his courses. So, welcome, sir, to our channel, and
Thank
hope
you, Sweta.
yeah, a very warm welcome. Hope this interview helps many people to sleep better and understand sleep better in the modern times.
I hope so too. Thank you.
So let's start with your journey, like why you became a deep sleep coach.
Okay. So this was 3+ years ago, just a little after COVID had started, the pandemic, when a friend of mine passed away. He was less than 40 years old, hardly 2 weeks to his 40th birthday. And when he passed away, it was like he was a very fit guy. He's a marathoner. So we go for runs together. We kind of stayed close by. And he was a very successful entrepreneur. Overall, someone who had a lot of promise to do a lot more. And I discovered that he woke up feeling uneasy, asked to go back. I mean, said he'll sleep for another little more time. By 10:30, he was normal. And at that time, they just marked it. The doctors claimed that it was heart attack, and that was a reason given in the death certificate. But 2 weeks later, I got to know from a common friend that from school onwards, he's been sleeping later, waking up early, because he was always a overachiever. He was first in school, he was first in debate, athletics captain, team captain, all of that. So, and he had the same kind of, when I met him when he was around 35, 36, had a successful business, a beautiful family, very active in social life. He was my Rotary president that year when he died. And he does so much for everybody and he's full of life. So nobody would think that, somebody like him would go away that early. And when he told me that it was due to less sleep, I was a business coach at that time. I was helping business owners to scale their business. And that was my profession the previous 3 years before pandemic. And I found that when a person is not alive, there is no use of a business. And many business owners, entrepreneurs, successful professionals are giving so much of themselves to their work life, personal life, family life, and everything because they are achievers, they're overachievers. And they are doing that by stealing sleep hours. And that it was just like one bolt of lightning. And I decided then and there that I'm going to become a sleep coach, announced a batch within less than 2 hours, put the batch date as 2 months later. And I learned like for 14, 15 hours every day about this particular subject. Many scientists have shared papers. So I went through a ton load of data so that it'll help me to help these people to become better sleepers, live longer, live a more productive and happy life. That's why I'm in this space.
Clearly shown, and you have clearly explained the concepts here regarding sleep. My question is that sometimes I feel that it's not always overachieving which is keeping us away from sleep nowadays, like OTT platforms, so much the seeking for entertainment, or we think that, or we keep our sleep at the pedestal that this is the least important thing in our life. So I want to ask that why are we keeping our sleep at pedestal, and how do we know that it is broken and we need to pay attention to it? It's a high time we need to pay attention, and it is an alarming situation in our lives. When do we come to know that?
Yeah, excellent question, Sweta. Yes, I mean, so it's not only overachievers who steal their sleep hours. Today, almost every teenager, anybody, a working professional or student, they have a nightlife. Okay, a nightlife which need not necessarily mean going out, but they spend time with their friends or unknown people. They spend time on social media, basically, or watching other people's content on OTT. And so they are actually looking for gratification outside themselves. And there's a fear that they'll miss out if they are not abreast of all the latest things which are happening. And because of which, we're constantly looking outside that we forget what is happening inside. And as you rightly said, nobody has taught us when to sleep, how to sleep. Maximum grandparents would have said, like 9 p.m. lights off, or, at least in my generation, that's what it happened. But your generation, even that is not happening because my own kids, I'm not able to get them to, follow a routine because Their friends are more important, and they listen to their friends rather than their old parents or grandparents. So nobody has taught us in school or college that this is the science of sleep. This is when you should sleep. This is what happens during sleep. None of this is taught to us. So whatever we learn is from social media. So if we like somebody and that person says, I'm sleeping for 4 hours only, or I go to bed at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up at 6, 7, 8, and I'm perfectly fine, we believe them because it's working for them. We think that great, I can also ape him, and I will him or her, and I'll have that kind of lifestyle. So we're copying other people whom we look up to, respect, or we are influenced by, but we don't know the science of it. So there is a science today. Unfortunately, it's not taught in schools and colleges, which is why I embarked on this thing of deep sleep formula, deep sleep challenge, deep sleep boot camp, and all of these, so that people learn how they should take charge of their sleep so that they can take charge of their life.
Okay, great. I would like to add here because I belong to software industry, and so the YouTube, Facebook, and all social media platforms, they are spending millions and billions of dollars so that the sleep can be broken or that time can be earned, and people spend less time being healthy or being into sleep than getting them help, more business and more money. So I think we really need to take charge of our lives. And what I have realized is when I follow a proper routine or the sleep routine, which I'm very particular about, people often give me compliment that I look 10 years younger to my age. Like my age is 33 years old. My skin looks better. The hairs, everything feels better. You overall feel better because sleep, I pay a lot of attention to it. I'm not saying that it is possible 365 days a year that I'm able to sleep on time, but I try to sleep on time. One more thing which I would like to add here is meditation. So I've done Vipassana meditation and I've realized that there is a urge or there is a urge to pick mobile phones. So it gets reduced when we meditate. So we can try meditating for 30 minutes before sleep, and maybe slowly we will give into the addiction of picking our mobile phones during bedtime. Okay, sir, I have a very important question for you. How do I know that my sleep is broken? Does it mean that if I'm getting multiple times from the bed during night, that my sleep is broken? Or if I'm awake, like in 4 hours of sleep I feel okay, I'm done, or if I'm just awake, but during the day I feel lethargic, or I don't feel uh, good when I'm done with 8 hours of sleep, still I'm feeling lazy, I do not want to get out of bed. So what are the
Oh,
symptoms of a broken sleep?
okay. All right. So you did answer quite a few of them. All right, but I'll put them in a simple acronym, TDS. You just have to remember TDS. TDS, all employees will know, it's a tax deducted at source. Business owners also would know. Now, chemical engineers would say TDS is total dissolved solids, so solids in water. So TDS of water should be within a correct range so that it's safe for human consumption. So whatever, just remember TDS for sleep also, because T stands for timing, D stands for duration, and S stands for satisfaction. So you did touch on all these three when you before asking the question. So the timing is between 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. You should get into bed. So the science of it is long. I cannot answer it in this interview, but having done the research, and it's there in my book, you can go through that also. 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. is the absolute band within which you should get into bed so that you can get your sleep. And another T is the time taken for you to fall asleep. It should be between 10 minutes to 30 minutes. Less than 10 minutes shows that you have an accumulated sleep deficit. So some people say, no, I sleep very well. I lie down and I sleep. Now, I used to be like that before I started this program. And I thought, okay, I'm good at sleep, so I can teach about sleep. But I realized that I was sleeping immediately because I had a snoring problem. Since I had a snoring problem, my there was not enough oxygen getting into me when I was sleeping. So my quality of sleep was derailed. It was not that good. So I was always feeling that I needed to sleep. I mean, I didn't feel it during the day, but the minute I get a place to lie down or relax or sit, I can sleep. I can sleep in a bus. I can sleep wherever. So I thought that was a strength, but it actually shows that your sleep habits are not right. Okay, so less than 10 minutes is bad because you've been awake so long, you're lying down in bed. You need that 5, 10 minutes to kind of relax, get to a point where you'll drift off to sleep. That means your previous sleep so far has been good. So that timing is very, very important for you. So time you go to bed and the time it takes for you to fall asleep. It should be between 10 minutes to 30 minutes maximum time. More than 30 minutes, you have a impairment. There's some issue. So you need to get that resolved. So that is T. D stands for duration. As you said, some people feel good in 4 hours, some people good in 6 hours, some people need 8 hours, or some people need 10 hours. Okay, the actual, as per scientific studies, for an adult, anybody above 18 or 19, the duration should be between 7 to 9 hours. Now, as with any scientific study, it's based on population and different geographies, different kinds. So they just kind of even it out and put it as 7 to 9 hours. I would say you be your own scientist and you watch how you feel the next day with whatever number of hours. Suppose, let's say you're sleeping for 6 hours, but you feel great with just 6 hours of sleep. Then it's working for you. Your memory is good, your skin is glowing, your hair is good, you feel younger, you look younger, and you're able to focus, pay attention. You're not being accident prone. All of these are good signs that you've got enough sleep. So you can just go with what sleep is required for you, because you could have a genetic condition, you could have certain habits like she said, meditation, or the right food choices that you're making, which helps you to lead a more relaxed life. So your need for sleep is a little reduced. So that's possible. So go by what your body says. Don't go by what anyone else says, because your body knows best. If you've got enough sleep, it will wake you up. If you feel energetic, go up and live your life so that you're able to get more out of life, because everybody's searching for that more, right? So if you're waking up at 3:34 on a daily basis and you're fully energetic, go for it. Lead your life, do whatever you're doing. You might be doing meditation, or doing exercise, you might be reading, writing, whatever you believe is what drives you to wake up. Go ahead and live that. That is enough. So duration is as per your body. Typically, scientists say 7 to 9 hours for adults. Then the third was satisfaction. So satisfaction means how you feel when you wake up. The first minute you wake up, are you waking up without an alarm, without snoozing an alarm? You're awake and you're alert. You're able to get up and lead your life. So that is one way of checking satisfaction. Second way is through the day, you're not sleeping. You're fully functional, you're 100% present. If so, then you're fully satisfied with the duration of your sleep. So TDS, please watch out for that and learn it yourself, what is right for you.
That the sleep impacts our relationships, our emotions, finances, how we are doing in terms of health, right? So before moving to the next question, I have not read many research, but I do research on myself, or I study my mind patterns and behaviors. So I've observed that when I'm not sleeping well, or the day I've like 2 o'clock, like one day we went for a party at 7 p.m. and I was not getting anything else to eat, and I ordered coffee, and that whole night I couldn't sleep. I saw that okay, man, at 3 o'clock that caffeine is going down, and at 3 o'clock I was able to sleep. But that day when I woke up, I was in a very distracted state of mind, couldn't figure out my next steps throughout the day, like what I have to do. I was bad at planning the day, executing the actions. Let's take an example of another day. I did my night routine for 1.5 hours, doing my stretching, doing some gratitude and journaling and all these things. And with positive affirmations and a positive note and in a disciplined way, I ended my day. Disciplined way of ending a day means keeping my phone away consciously from my room, not checking in middle of the night, and being without it for the whole night. When I woke up next morning, I started like gratitude is automatically that wow, like what a morning. I could see sun rising, like my room is east facing, and every day it rises. But when your state of mind is good, only at that time you are able to get those things, right? Catch those things or notice them. So that day, what happened? Gratitude was automatically that wow, thank you God for giving me such a beautiful day. And 3 instances happened that day, which generally don't happen. which were like, wow, because I did the gratitude, then the whole day was on gratitude basis only. Such instances came where I was more grateful. So this is what sets the tone of your day. A good sleep sets the tone of your day. I would like to ask you that as you have read so many research, or you have done so many research, have you come across any interesting research which you would like to share with us in terms of sleep, that where people might have seen an increase in productivity, or there could have been any experiment done on people in general?
Yeah, so there is fortunately a lot of research in the last almost 100 years. I think it started with 1924 something. ECG was discovered. So when ECG, electroencephalograph, right? I mean, it was discovered, they could measure the electrical currents in our brain. So we know what happens within our brain. So that's the first time we got to get an inkling into what's going on inside. Till then, people didn't know what happened in or during sleep. They thought that it is just a time that, I mean, there's a lot of myths around it. There's so many myths, I won't go into it. But the scientific study started once the ECG was discovered. And then just as recent as 2019, there was a Nobel Prize winner, was two physicians who were given, chemists who were given a Nobel Prize because they discovered the circadian rhythm was affecting our internal clock. They discovered we have a body clock. Every cell has its own master clock, and together there's a master clock. So we are basically resonating with the sunrise and sunset. And when we go against this clock, then things go a little wrong. So basically, there's a lot of scientific progress which has happened. The main thing here is about REM sleep and non-REM sleep. That is, non-REM sleep is deep sleep. I mean, there's light sleep and deep sleep. And REM sleep is rapid eye movement sleep, which is when the brain sorts out all the impressions that it's received during the day. On a daily basis, you're seeing things, hearing things, tasting things, touching things. So all our five senses are up, and so many inputs are coming at us every second. Even right now, there are so many inputs coming at us, and the brain registers all of them. So people's facial expressions, the words they use or didn't use, everything is recorded, but we don't go through all of it. But during nighttime, the brain does a scan of all the impressions done, and it finds out what makes sense for you. What makes most sense for you, it takes and filters and stores in different places. And it tries to problem solve. So innovation happens. So if you've gone to sleep with a predominant thought of, hey, I need to solve this, I must find a way to, solve this particular challenge or whatever issue you're facing. Sometimes you wake up with the solution in mind, right? And so it happens because the brain is working when we are sleeping. So sleep is the most productive time, okay, for us. It is a time when the brain works best and it finds solutions. You don't find as much solutions in the daytime as you find at nighttime. I can give a simple example, is Thomas Alva Edison. He has some 1,079 patents to his name. And he used to use this REM sleep to become more and more innovative. He had a way of waking himself up just after REM sleep so that he gets a solution. He goes in with a problem and comes out with a solution. So, I mean, he's one extreme warrior in that particular front. But many people have done such experiments and research to get the best out of the brain so that they can be more productive outside. So sleep is extremely useful for you. Look for the right quality of sleep. Get all the five cycles of sleep, right? Each cycle is 90 minutes. And within each cycle, you have wake state, light sleep, deep sleep, and REM state, which is a rapid eye movement state. And the first three cycles help with body development, cellular development, and healing. The last two cycles help with innovation, problem solving. All of them are required for you to get the right sleep and make your life beautiful.
So you mentioned a very important point of circadian rhythms, right? Circadian rhythm
Yeah.
of the body. Now, I would like to give one tip here. And first of all, that why it is going haywire in nowadays in our bodies. It's because of the artificial light. So circadian rhythm is actually based on the sun's rise and sunset time. Now, because we are in artificial lights, even after sunset, our brain gets the message that it is not yet time to sleep. So how can we balance our circadian rhythms is by taking enough sunlight, by exposing ourselves in the sun. So I see that you are laughing. So do you want to add to it? Because actually there is a neuro scientist. I think he's a very famous neuroscientist, Hudson. I remember his just last name. And he talks a lot about sunlight and how to balance the circadian rhythms to sunlight. So would you like to add on that?
Yeah. So let's say you are traveling between time zones. I mean, you're taking a flight and you're going into a different time zone. Your body will not know it is 6 a.m., right? Because it may be at either 10 p.m. or it might be at a different zone, basically. So how you can get yourself out of jet lag is by getting sunlight to fall on you first thing in the morning. When you do that, your body gets encoded with the fact that this is the circadian rhythm here where you're staying, and you're able to get that. So one is that it gets resets your internal clock. Second is, of course, it has a lot of health benefits, like certain vitamins are produced because you're exposing to sunlight. So there are a bunch of benefits that sunlight has. So 10, 15, 20 minutes of morning sunlight is really good for getting this reset and to get yourself recharged. But in terms of the question was more about, can you just rewind to the question that you were asking? Why sunlight?
Yeah, that's
What was it?
circadian rhythms, the balance. How can we
Yeah, yeah, correct. So
balance
the
the
circuit,
circadian?
correct. Second, you were talking about natural light. I mean, the fact that artificial light is spoiling our night sleep because we are confused. Our body is confused. So typically, let's say 6 a.m. sunrise, 6 p.m. sunset means after sunset, 3 hours later, melatonin kicks in. So the light does not matter between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, so you're in artificial light, you're doing your work, you're doing different things. It's okay. Between 6 and 8:39, it's okay. Ideally, you have your dinner 3 hours before your sleep time. So if you go to sleep at 9:30, around 6:30 should be your dinner. A lot of you will hate me for that, but this is what the body needs. So whether you like it or not, you'll have to see how to rejig your schedule in a manner that it suits your work and lifestyle. So if you have your dinner 3 hours before, it helps you to get proper sleep. But main thing here is about light. 1 hour before sleep time, make sure you don't get artificial light. So you can have yellow light, but not blue light. So fluorescent lamps, I mean, tube lights and all are out, or any device light that is also emitting blue light. So avoid devices and avoid white light. It's okay to have a yellow lamp or candle light or enjoy the starlight. Just that half an hour, 1 hour before, dim off the lights, cool the room, so your core body temperature also drops. So light and body temperature are extremely critical because the core body temperature has to cool for your melatonin to be produced naturally. Do not buy melatonin because you're teaching your body to depend on outside elements. Best is to have it produce it within. So make sure you do the right practices, adopt the right sleep hygiene so that your body produces melatonin naturally and you get to sleep naturally.
Right.
Over to you, Smita.
Yeah. In your book, you have mentioned about the personalized night routine and sleep routine. So, can you
Right.
elaborate on any set of ideal one morning routine and night routine which people can follow?
You did mention a few yourself, so you seem to be following this. So the concept is simply this: when you go to a gym or any exercise, there's a warm up and there's a cool down. Right? Without a warm up, you enter a hectic exercise. What happens is you'll sprain something. Something will get injured. Similarly, if you don't cool down properly, you'll have cramps and you'll have issues later because you didn't do a proper warm up and a cool down. So the first hour after you wake up is your warm up time for the day. Okay, and the last hour before you sleep is a cool down time for the night. So just remember it as that. So what are you doing the first hour and what are you doing the last hour? If you can design it right, that really is what I teach in the book, how to design it. So you have your personalized morning routine and a personalized night routine. Morning, as you rightly said, start with gratitude, start with the right intention, visualize your day properly, or how it's going to turn up. Do some little bit of exercise, get your breathing up, get your heartbeat pumping up. Do those different activities and exercises which gets you like properly warmed up and ready for the day in the right frame of mind. The body, mind, emotions, and spirit should be tuned up for the day so that it serves you well the whole day. That's what the morning routine does. Night routine, you're winding down from all the stress, you're shutting down in stages, so that there's gratitude, there's forgiveness, there is so, I mean, all the, if you have affirmations or even visualization of how you're going to sleep properly and how healing it is for you. If you have any disease, you can visualize your body healing you when you're sleeping. And these are all different ways that you program yourself, because we are a product of programming. Anyway, we are thinking thoughts. Think thoughts which you want to manifest, not thoughts that you're afraid of or cribbing about. you know so let it be positive thoughts, higher energy thoughts. That will help you.
So yes, if people actually want to build these habits, we also have courses available with Sir as well and me, and the details would be available in description. You can contact us. Now, after that, I have a question regarding that. You have mentioned a very interesting concept in your book, which is deep sleep warrior. So what it is about, like who is a deep sleep warrior?
So a deep sleep warrior is someone who prioritizes their health and well-being. Because if you prioritize your health and well-being, when I say health, it's not physical health alone. It's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, social. So all of these, you need a well-being, because that's what gives you true happiness. Okay. And so somebody who prioritizes their health and well-being would really be a deep sleep warrior, because they would get the right sleep, they will get the right nutrition, they'll get the right type of exercise or body movements. I won't call it, I call it exercise, but everybody will understand it. But the way you sit, the way you stand, you take the stairs or you take the lift, all of these contribute to the way you hold your body through the day. Because the way you hold your body through the day, the way you move it, the way you get your heart pumped up, the way you breathe, all of this affects your ability to live properly. And a deep sleep warrior knows how to do all of this. Typically, they become a deep sleep warrior after 4 or 5 months of different levels of courses, if you're starting from ground zero. Now, those of you who are already doing several things, just sleep alone may help you to adopt that and make yourself a deep sleep warrior.
I have a question for you, that suppose I'm on bed, okay? I have
Yeah,
tried
yeah.
everything. I have taken a bath, I've put my phone away, and I'm on bed, lying on my bed. What three things I can do on my bed which will help me sleep faster?
What you already said, one is keep your phone away from the bedroom. So the phone is your biggest enemy. Keep that away first. It should not be in your bedroom at all. Number one. Number two is, yeah, I've already given you the fact that you should cut out light half an hour, 1 hour earlier. The room itself should be cool enough, like 18 degrees, 20 degrees centigrade. So your core body temperature drops. It would have dropped if you had taken the shower 1 hour before. So all of these are good. Other than this, what you could do is first have faith and belief that your body knows when you should sleep, and surrender to your body, because it's a million-year-old design. Your intelligence is not going to make you sleep. It's your surrender to your body which is going to help you to sleep. So surrender to it. Be sensitive to what it's telling you. Start following its instructions. You will find that you will be in flow. You will learn to live with a universal flow, the circadian flow, and get your sleep very naturally. You don't need to learn to sleep. Your body knows how to sleep. You just need to allow it, permit it to sleep, and not get in the way of it with your intelligence. That is the most important part, because we think we're super intelligent and we control the whole world. But that's not true. The body is more intelligent. Yeah.
Actually, I want to give 2 points here. So if
Yeah.
you're lying on the bed and you're trying for the sleep and it's not coming, so actually, sir has mentioned in his book regarding the breathing technique. So you can follow there. Deep inhale, and I think the ratio is 1:2. So like you inhale for 10 seconds and you exhale for 20 seconds. You can adjust the
Yeah.
time as per your capacity. Like you
Yeah.
can make it 5 seconds inhale and 10 seconds exhale, and you
Yeah.
see that okay, your mind is getting relaxed and you're getting sleep faster. The second
Yeah.
thing which you can do is mantra jap or anything repetition of the mind. So if you will
Correct.
just repeat some mantra which which you like, it will make you sleep faster. And the third thing is, if you don't want to do anything, don't do anything. Just do the reverse counting of breath. You can start for like one inhale and one exhale, 100, then 99, 98, and like in 94 also you'll not reach and you will sleep, you'll get the sleep. But just ensure that you do not have any distractions available or distractions available in your room which will break these meditative states. So
Well
yes.
said.
So sir, any ending note from your side?
Uh, yeah, anyway, first, thank you for this opportunity to connect with your own audience and following. And I'm looking forward to working with you in giving this program in Hindi, English and Hindi together. It'll be really interesting. And yeah, what I would like to share here is sleep, you have to prioritize it. Just like you schedule an important meeting, okay, just schedule your sleep also. Make it sacrosanct. Don't keep changing it on a daily basis. Regularity of timing is so important. Time and space has memory. So if you sleep in the same bed every day and it's a certain environment, that's great. It's easier to sleep. Second, same time. If you go to bed every night, then the body gets used to it and you'll be able to sleep very easily. So time and space has memory. Just prioritize your sleep so that you will live longer, more productive, more energetic. Without medicines, you can lead a full life.
If you want to take charge of your life and build good habits like morning routine and night routine with proper discipline, you can contact us for a one-on-one free morning and night routine session. The details are in description as well.